Hi guys, welcome to my home. So this is what I call wasabi style. It's very minimalist. I always say everything that you need, nothing that you don't. I love a clean space because it just allows me to think and feel really organized, and having a very cleanly, organized home is important. Next, we have a lot of natural light. So I don't actually really have to use any lighting during the day. All the lighting that we do have is very low, very soft, and very warm. That goes on later in the day. But during the day, we just use natural light. So no junk light, super, super important. You'll see these are all natural hardwood floors, so we don't have any rugs that can contain VOCs. They can also contain things like mold and bacteria. I'm really mindful of everything in this house. The couch is actually a low tox couch, so couches can also have VOCs actually in them. There was a large portion of time, I think it's still a thing, that some couches are covered in flame retardants because there was an issue with smoking way back when, and people would set their cigarettes or fall asleep with their cigarettes on the couch and they would combust into flames. Of course, I don't smoke, but those flame retardants that they were adding to the couches are really harmful for your health. So this is a low tox couch. Highly recommend you look into that. Over here is kind of where I start my day. When my husband's home, we do it together. So this is a clinical grade pulse PEMF machine. I think of PEMF as like grounding on steroids. We know that our cells actually have a charge and we want to keep that charge high. So I start my day sitting on the PEMF machine, and we have it set up like this so that my husband and I can both do this together. I also have meetings here in this space so that my counterpart in my meeting can just get a benefit as well. So I love this with PEMF. You want to do it as often as you can. I think of it as like cellular exercise, but at a minimum, I do it for 20 to 30 minutes every single morning. So this is a device you wouldn't necessarily find in a home. Like I said, it's usually made for clinics. You guys might be familiar with other PEMF devices, which are mats, but anyone that's been to my house and sat on this knows that this is a very next level device. So you really, really feel it. In fact, you can't even turn it all the way up most of the time because people find it to be too uncomfortable. So this is PEMF. We have a light here that I'll switch on a little later, but it's a very low yellow-orange light and almost red. So around sunset, we'll flip on all red-orange lights for optimizing our circadian rhythm. We have a couple of other things here. So also important to note, so these are genuine Italian leather in terms of these seating pieces, because again, we don't want anything artificial. We want natural materials whenever possible. This is a Lila quantum block. I am saying that I'm in my quantum era right now. I'm learning a lot more about quantum biology, but I think it's incredibly interesting. And we will put beverages in here, smoothies, sometimes our food to actually restructure it. But I'm excited to dive into quantum understanding and biology more at a much deeper level. I have some weights here. I love this brand. They're all handmade. They're walnut, and I have a bunch more equipment coming. I'm currently going to the gym every morning, but I eventually want to build out a home gym. So I have a couple little pieces on, the off chance that I can't get to the gym that morning, I can still do a light workout here at home. So we do a lot of hosting. I love to make big, amazing, organic, biodynamic dinners for our friends and family. So we get to do that in this space. I also love hosting friends, having meetings here, because it's just a really, really special experience. Next, I want to talk a little bit about this. So air filtration is super important. We have 5 or 6 Jaspers throughout the house, and we want to keep our air as pure as humanly possible. We know that the air inside of homes is actually more dangerous than the air outside of homes, and here in Los Angeles, the air quality is just poor in general. So super important to have high quality filters all throughout the home. I also love my little self-cleaning robot. So it actually steams and cleans the floors. I have a lot of people coming through the house to do podcasts. We have a podcast studio in the back. I'll show you the backyard in a few, but this actually steam cleans, so no chemicals, every single night, and sanitizes the floors so everything is very hygienic but not using harmful chemicals. This is my kitchen. We'll definitely look at the fridge. I guess we can just look at the fridge real quick now. There are a lot of fermented foods. So, we've already done a lot on nutrition, so I'm not going to go through everything again, but everything for the most part is, zero ultra processed foods and whole foods, individual ingredients. We have some bone broth, we have some pre-made salads, some pomegranates, some mushrooms, some broccoli up there. Up here, I have some of our peptide therapies, some of my like collagen masks for skin. We have fermented foods up here, tons of just like fresh produce, and we have some different juices, so some pomegranate, some aloe, we have some blueberries. It's just, whole foods is what we got going on there. So yeah, this is our fridge. Getting into cooking, so I recently changed my mind on something. I used to have all caraway pans, and I've done now several interviews with experts, one of them being a toxicologist with a PhD in toxicology. And I have now identified the healthiest pans, and it's called Extrema. So I am phasing out all my caraway, and I am now using Extrema. So this is 100% pure ceramic. Next, we have an AquaTrue. So this is a reverse osmosis countertop filter. This is the one with the glass craft. So I really love this because you want to have super high quality, well-filtered water, and reverse osmosis is essentially the gold standard. We've only been living in this home a few months, but I just sent off my water water test for our whole home water filtration system. I'm actually going to get an Ophora whole home water filtration system throughout the whole house. For now, we're doing, this reverse osmosis for all the cooking, coffee, etc. I have shower water filters on all my showers, but I'll be honest with you, even with going to that extreme, I got my most recent total toxic burden test, and I can see, so if you go on the EWG, you can look up the contaminants in your water, and I look at the Los Angeles water supply, and I see that the toxins in my tox burden are creeping up a bit from not having a whole home water filtration system. So, shower water filters are okay, but I've seen firsthand that it's not quite cutting it. So it's all minimal movements in my tox burden, but it's still important enough for me to go ahead and just get a whole home water filtration. Next, this is actually a water restructuring device. So this is going to restructure the water. I'll add minerals in that. So it'll be the reverse osmosis, then put into this restructuring device, and then I'll add minerals to it. Personally, I mostly just drink spring water that is from glass bottles. I pretty much only drink these. I did just order a great water delivery service system though called Alive Water that should be here. So I'll be using that as well. But currently I mostly just drink spring from glass bottles. So there's that. We have some olive oil. I have some organic coffee here, some more Ophora water. This is where I do all my coffee stuff in the morning. I worked pretty hard to find this coffee maker, because it actually drips down into glass, and it's really difficult to find, something that isn't going to be just heating up plastic. So I will put the glass beaker here, and then it's a metal coffee filter, and so we're not getting any of those microplastics in there. So that was pretty difficult to find. So these are some supplements that I'm actively using. So you saw like the mass amount that I have in my main supplement cabinet, but this is stuff that I have pre-prepped. So it makes it really easy for me so I don't miss anything. It's not complicated. If I have to be on the go, everything is already ready for me. I use some of these things in the morning in my morning like protein coffee. So we have some creatine, we have some collagen peptides, some silica, and then these are my morning supplements. Okay, so I'm gonna show you, this is kind of like, I call it the incoming section of my house. So because my house is also essentially our office for everything that I'm doing, this is all stuff that we just got and we need to figure out where it goes and how to organize it. So these are all boxes of a ton of new like peptide supplements. This is all skin organic clothing. This is some home biotic stuff. These are the cleaning products that I use. So I get this question a lot, like what cleaning products? So you just take this concentrate and then you put it into the bottles. So that's really important. And then this is a microplastics filter for the, that I will be installing here. So all just new stuff that's coming in. And then I'll show you the supplements. So I've tried super hard to keep this organized, but it's difficult. I get so much stuff all the time and I try my best, but it's a little bit chaos. I do need to get this all sorted out. But yeah, this is really a supplement cabinet of a biohacker, I would say. Tons and tons of stuff. It was organized by like sleep and fertility and anti-aging, and NMN has its own section. But things get a little bit chaotic because we're so blessed to be getting so many packages of amazing supplements all the time. Okay, now I'm gonna show you the rest of the living area. Again, I've tried to position things so that it's not a huge pain and that I can seamlessly move through my day and do different health modalities throughout the day. So this is my walking treadmill. Everybody asked me what brand it is, if we can zoom up on this for a second. I just got this off Amazon. I do have another walking desk coming, but I like this one obviously because it kind of matches the feel of the house. But I will watch YouTube videos on here. I will watch my podcasts. I will do research on the TV while walking. I also take a lot of my calls on walks, but I have it, positioned here so that I can always be doing multiple things at the same time. So really, really love that. So this is my whole body vibration plate. We've done another video on it, so I won't stay on here for too long, but I do this at least once a day. Great for improving your lymphatic system, really good for building bone density, especially for women. And if I do a workout at home and I'm kind of crunched on time, then I'll actually do part of my workout on the vibration plate. I'll grab my dumbbells, I'll do some squats on here, and I absolutely love this piece of equipment. All right, so this is my bathroom. I get a ton of questions about products, and ladies, I promise I'm gonna do a full beauty and makeup and all of that routine for you. Maybe we'll even shoot it today, but I'll just point out a few things. So we have a whole oral health routine that we'll link, but this is the toothpaste that I love. So I love using an electric toothbrush, of course. Then I love the Nano Hydroxyapatite toothpaste because it actually remineralizes your teeth. We have the Water Pick water flosser, and I'll just point out a few things that I have going on here. So here is my, this is a retainer essentially. I'm doing an oral optimization. So I'm actually putting retainers in my mouth to widen my mouth. I wear these at night and as much as possible during the day. So thank you, Dr. Moldovan, for this. And then in terms of some of the products, we have, this is a ozone oil pulling solution. I absolutely love that. I also have this organic ozonated olive oil. I use this for so many things. You can use it if you get a breakout, if you have an injury, you can use it. It's so multifaceted, so I always keep this out. This is Dr. Diamond's newest product. It's very undercover right now. I actually don't know what it is, but it does work really well. So we're doing this entire skin health, skin longevity protocol together. So they gave me this product to try, and it goes with these other two products that I'm using on a daily basis. So this is Dr. Diamond's medicine. That's the brand name, and this is the emulsion. And then we have the plasma. So I'm also using these products on a daily basis, and I'm really loving the results. Few other things that I love is OneSkin. So I have all the OneSkin products. These products are shown to reverse the biological age of the skin, so love these. This is a body product, but I also, of course, have all of the cleansers, the eye cream, the OS1 peptide. I also have some interesting Young Goose products here that I try out. There's some NAD with spermidine, etc. I get lots of fun products, and I'm super grateful for that. This is a body lotion that I've been trying. So it's a postbiotic body lotion and great for your skin microbiome. And deodorant. This is called Monks. This is my newest favorite brand. I've tried so many different natural deodorants. I probably have 20 different brands here at the house, but this is my current favorite brand. So yeah, this is my bathroom. So both of these shower heads are actually filtered. There's a handheld one, and then there's a filter above the main unit that's like the rainfall shower. So it's a start, but we see from the toxic burdens that we really need to upgrade that to a whole home water filtration system. I also have part of my biometrics that I do here. So this is the highest tier Withings Smart Scale. So it will do body comp, bone density, water. It also does, your heart rate and like a mini EKG type deal. And I really, really love doing this. Okay, so this is my bedroom. We also have a full video on my nighttime routine if you guys want to watch that, but this is a Faraday cage. So this is actually made to block out EMFs or electromagnetic fields. We also have tons of EMF testers around the house, and it actually works. So it's threaded with silver to help keep those EMFs out. Really love this. Normally we would have this down at night, but I kind of want to show you the bed setup. So when it comes to bed setups, we have this duvet cover that is organic, but honestly, we don't use it. So we use our own 2 separate weighted blankets. So these are also organic. All of the sheets are organic. We also have a grounding mat on the bed, but Warren and I both have our own individual blankets because we don't want to disturb each other's sleep by tugging on a blanket at night. We both sleep on a silk pillowcase, which I really love. Great just for no creases on the face. And so yeah, that's our bed setup. We also have 2 air purifiers in here. We have a Jasper, again, and then I have this older air purifier when I used to like Air Doctor. Still a great device if you have one, but I love the look of a Jasper much more. So in this relatively small room, we have 2 really high quality air purifiers because you want to get as high quality air for super deep sleep every single night. Also over here, this is actually, this is a red light stick essentially. So we turn these on at night too. We have one on each side of the bed. This is red orange light. So again, optimizing circadian rhythm. And I really, really love that. All right, so that is our bed setup. I'll show you in a minute, but the back is all completely blacked out. We have the skylight blacked out up there, and then this is also a blackout shade that we'll put down because having a super dark and cool room is incredibly important to overall sleep quality. So when it's ready time for bed, you can't see your hand in front of your face in our room, which is really important. Next, we have 2 saunas actually. I'm obsessed with this brand. This is Heavenly Heat Saunas. This is the red light sauna. So this has really helped to condense some of the time of my routine. So this not only is an infrared sauna, but it also has a red light panel built in. So I can kind of show you real fast, but now I'm getting my red light while I'm doing my sauna session. And there's also a grounding port inside of here. So you can do grounding, red light, and the sauna all at the same time. It's been a game changer for not having to do my red light therapy separate from sauna. So I really, really love that and appreciate that. So this is our hyperbaric chamber. I've already shared my protocol for hyperbaric, but I've had this for about 6 months at least. I have one at my clinic that I was using on a daily basis when I was back in Ohio, but since I don't have a clinic, I just had to buy a hyperbaric chamber for my house. So I do this about 5 times per week at about an hour session per week, and I absolutely love it. So this is my office. I have a lot going on in here. So we have a Carol bike. So this is an AI powered fitness bike. So I jump on here and I do my VO2 max workouts in the morning. I have at least 3 days a week of cardiovascular training. So this is really helpful for that because you can get a really intense workout in a shorter period of time, which I absolutely love. We have some more red light therapy devices here. We have some of the supplements, different things that I'm trialing. This is a test that I'm gonna take later today. And then I'll show you a few things that are over here. So I do a lot of my biometrics. Don't think this is anything weird. This is actually a breath training device. So you hold your finger on it and then follow the prompts. And this is great for breath work. This is my grip strength tester that I use on a weekly basis. This is a new device that I'm trialing out. It's called an AeroFit. So this is like lung training. So let's see if I can get it open. So this is lung training, and this is gonna be potentially part of the protocol, but we're just trialing this out right now. So a lot of the things that we are trying also come into this space. Some of our beautiful wedding photos. We have the blood pressure monitor. We have the spirometer, which is for lung health. I love this. I have some books. So the middle section is all written by women, for women. Down here, we have some other things. So this is a neuro radiant. So this is actually a red light therapy device for your brain. So it can shift you into different brain states, which is really great for just optimizing my working hours, which I love. So this is my desk setup. I spend a decent amount of time here, so I try to incorporate longevity optimization therapies. Again, we have a Jasper in my office, so high quality air filtration. This is a Nanovi. I talked about this quite a bit in the past, but helps to reduce oxidative stress, improve protein folding. So I just use this all day while I'm working. I absolutely love that. I also have this Kineon device. So this is essentially like a medical grade laser. It's not a standard red light. So I'm using this on the two main arteries in my neck. And this is actually gonna help improve blood flow to the brain, really helps me to have great like cognition and mental energy. And there's also been some interesting research on low-level laser therapy, which is different than red light, even though the light is red, and fertility. So also doing a trial on that. So I do that while I'm seated at my desk. This is an Anthros chair. So we've talked about this in the past as well, but this is made by Doctors of Physical Therapy. I call this like the Rolls Royce of desk chairs. It's completely customized for me. I walk through it with a doctor of physical therapy, and this is made for optimal posture, while I'm seated. I also have some of the supplements that I take in the morning when I have, each supplement has to be taken at a different time of day. So these are timed with when I need to actually be seated at my desk. So I have some probiotics here that I'm using. I also have a nebulized silver. So I have a nebulizer here. It's kind of like time of like illness, more winter months. So just to keep myself from getting sick, I will sometimes nebulize glutathione or nebulize a silver. And so I have this at my desk just to be able to do that really easily. This is part of my hair protocol. So I essentially just want to see how thick I can possibly get my hair. So this is a red light therapy cap that I'll also use for 10 minutes per day while I'm seated here at my desk. Yeah.
What would you say is kind of like advice for productivity? Like you want to take care of your health, you don't want to sacrifice your health, but you also want to build a business or thrive in your professional career. What productivity advice would you have for those people?
Yeah, I think that a lot of people, and we see this all the time at my clinic actually, that people that are really wanting to be incredibly successful in life might deprioritize their health in order to get more work hours. But for me, by incorporating health optimization throughout the entire day, making it easy and doable, it actually gives me so much more energy. So I can be so much more productive while I am here working because I already did a morning workout, already did my PEMF, my morning sun, did a cold plunge, did sauna. I feel absolutely amazing instead of being like halfway productive, for maybe more hours. But the hours that I'm putting in, I'm getting to be like peak productivity. Okay, so this is another area that's kind of like full of, my husband calls them health robots, but I'm gonna show you a few things. So this entire side are all tests that need to be taken. So I'm doing all these biomarkers on a quarterly basis, and we have a lot of different things here. So these are some NAD tests, an NAD test, True Diagnostics. We have a Nutra-Eval here. We have literally tons of tests. This is actually at home environment testing. So will tell me any levels of mold or bacteria. I do that every quarter just to make sure that the home environment is optimized. We also have levels, Dexcoms, because I wear these a few times a year. These are retimer glasses, so they actually mimic the morning sun. If I get up too early and the sun's not yet out, I can use that, or a Lux lamp. We have a keto monitor here, or like a blood glucose and ketone monitor, so I can prick my finger, figure out where that is. We have some, this is like a Muse, so it's another headband that I try. We have blue light blockers here. So then we have some more brain tech. So this is a Sensei that I'm trying out. This is a V-light, so this is actually intranasal photobiomodulation, so it's red light through the nose. This is a brain training device. We have more levels glucose monitors here. And this is ozone therapy. So I actually have at-home ozone therapy. I do ozone water. I do, I can do like limb bagging if I want. I can do rectal ozone all at home. Then these are the actual Wavi caps. So we'll pull those down to do the EEG. We have a prana mat up there. And I also have a catalyst suit right over there. So an electrical magnetic stimulation suit that I use. And this is kind of just, a health optimization closet of different things that we are trialing and exploring for all of my different protocols. So there's a couple other rooms we're not gonna really go into, nothing incredibly special, but this is my husband's bathroom, because he wakes up a little earlier than me. He doesn't want to disturb my sleep. And then back there is his office as well. We also have like a rebounder or a small trampoline that we also love to use for a lymphatic system. Okay, so I'm slipping on my grounding sandals. So these are actually able to keep me grounded while wearing shoes, which I love that. So I'm gonna show you our backyard. So we get sun exposure here, which I absolutely love. It's just beautiful. Sun is energy, and I absolutely love it. This is our outdoor sauna. So again, this is Heavenly Heat. Heavenly Heat is the lowest VOCs on the market and the lowest EMF. So it actually has a Faraday cage built in on both saunas, so you're not getting exposed to EMFs. This is a combination sauna. So this is both traditional and it can be infrared. And we also have an incredible view. My husband and I love to do this like on the weekends. We want to spend time together, get a great sauna session, and look at our gorgeous view. This is a hot tub. I'll be honest, I've never been in it, not even a single time, but this is filtered with food grade hydrogen peroxide because my husband uses it and I don't want him to be exposed to harsh, harmful chemicals like chlorine. So that's how it's filtered, but I personally don't use this. So this is our cold plunge. I keep it about 55. What I've really learned as a woman is that those super ultra cold temperatures, like, 32, 40 degrees are just not optimal for us as women. So I keep this at 55, and I do this in the mid-afternoon, kind of like an extra coffee, but not really a coffee. So love this, get to enjoy the view, and I love having this at home. We also have an outdoor shower right above you. I mean, showering in nature really doesn't get much better than that. So if you want to kind of spin around, we have an outdoor shower that is up there, and you can literally just shower in nature like we were intended to. All right, so this is my podcast studio. I've had amazing guests come visit me. We sometimes do a sauna, a cold plunge. But yeah, well, here is the podcast studio. So we have an organic rug in here, which I love. We have, of course, another air filtration system in the podcast studio. And there's everyone always tends to love the view. So you can see the little Hollywood sign there. All right, so I'm gonna show you down here. It doesn't even really feel like I am in LA. Honestly, when I'm down here, it feels like I'm on vacation, but we'll oftentimes host dinners down there, so like female longevity dinners, which I absolutely love, and I love just spending some time in nature. We know there's so many health benefits. So we know that I love sunlight, but I also want to protect my skin. I'm doing all this work now with Dr. Diamond in terms of skin optimization. And so I have my little sun hat. So this is UV 50 protection. So I can still get some exposure on my body, but always protect my face. So really every little detail of my home I've tried to optimize, even down to things like these candles are 100% beeswax, non-toxic. And I hope that you've enjoyed my home tour. We love it here, and I hope that you enjoyed watching.